there's going to be some strange event in the sky as well. And I don't know if it's to do with some more lights. Because, I mean, we've had all this UFO stuff, what they're trying to block coming out, the disclosure stuff. So, and Stephen Greer, I don't know what you think about him, but he's gathered all this information from all military whistleblowers, and that's going ahead at the moment. I like Greer, but I think that there's a lot of information to come out there. It's explosive. It's like we're being distracted from a lot of other stuff, what's really, really important. But we'll watch for some crazy sightings, and it's either a big mothership we're going to see in the sky, or it's a lot of them patrolling all together, like flying at the same time, like in like a V shape or something. So, and I'm actually getting, because some of these ships are military, and some of them are extraterrestrial, and I actually do think it'll be the Galactic Federation, which will make their presence. But like I say, it's not going to be like global. It's going to be like clusters of people. It could be a town what sees it. So that could come out soon. There's also worry to do with an earthquake here, and it's coming out really, really strong. Some of this stuff is natural, some of it's not. But nevertheless, I'm seeing an earthquake. And I'm getting the letter A. The letter A is coming out here. I am very drawn to China Seas in China, Japan, and I'm also very drawn to Italy. I'm getting something to do, I'm not sure if it's India or Pakistan, I get a problem, and I see big mudslides. I normally look on, but it looks like it's raining, lots of rain to come. I'm getting that song, It's Raining Men. Remember that? I'm getting that song, but there's a lot of rain to come. The heavens are going to open. There is weather manipulation. It's definitely going on. It's coming in from space. And I don't feel it's bad. Like, I don't think it's extraterrestrial as such. But it could be part of the cyborgs working with the DS. Do you know what I mean? Like I said before, I don't think that the Nazis went away. They just went off into underground and off up into space. So it could also be Turkey as well. But there's something about a big earthquake where there's going to be a distraction. I'm going to give you some numbers here. I'm getting number 10, number 9, 15, 16's coming out. 1 and 2, which could also be 12. There was an earthquake in Alaska, 7.2. Well, it's funny because I nearly said something about America, and Alaska's like part of America, isn't it? Is it? Alaska part of America? Or is it near Canada? I'm terrible, me, you know. But I am drawn to there as well. I feel like I need to send healing blessings out to that place. And I'm also getting rumbles and strangeness going on in California, LA. I'm sure there's a fault line over there. N and M, big news to do with states. And more shootings to come. This looks like a flat roof building, and it looks a little bit like a supermarket or something, or a big... I don't think it's a factory. It looks like a big building, somewhere where people would go to. And I'm getting the letter L, N, and M. Okay. Everything's being disrupted at the moment, but it is a money war that we're in. Fight for freedom is what humanity's going through at the moment. Right, so it's something about nuclear power stations or something like that, and I'm seeing something on fire. Something that could cause some problems. It's not the first explosion, it's the second explosion. And it's got Russia printed all over it. I don't know why I'm getting the numbers 1830. Is it 7 or 32? We're going back to, is that, when was Abraham Lincoln about? Or some old paperwork going all the way back to the 1800s. An old law, what's going to be brought out. Something to do with American rights. I don't know why I'm getting Uganda. It's coming in very, very strong. So it's like the dark overlords, the ones who are the puppet masters. They're getting disrupted because it's fight of who gets control. But what is happening on this planet is we're moving into a futuristic planet. That is definitely happening. There was a law that turned USA into a corporation after civil law. There's going to be a breakdown of communications. This unrest isn't going to go away for a long, long time. The Charter Act, that's it, of 1813 passed by British Parliament renewed that East India Company's charter for another 20 years. This is also called the East India Company Act 1813. This act is important in that it defined for the first time the constitutional position of British Indian territories. It could be that I'm picking up. It's funny, I've just seen Marilyn Monroe bounce out of this crystal ball here with JFK. And by the way, they are in spirit. There's a lot of silly tales going on around that, and questionable with the other one, like the younger one. But JFK definitely in spirit, and Marilyn Monroe. India's come out of BRICS, and that's going to be interesting. India's playing the game here. They're going to be quite good into the future. Well, that's the plan, because there's different timelines to do with trade. They're trying to take over China, aren't they? I'm also getting Nigeria in this crystal ball. As you know, there's a lot of corruption over that area. So what we're going to witness to do with something what's taken place in Ukraine, and something big to do with Russia. And again, I've got that guy that from the Prime Minister of Belarus. It's coming out again very, very strong. What we're going to witness is like the results of what's really going on behind the scenes. And there's a big fight going on behind the scenes, as you know. But B's going to be connected. Now, I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean it's Biden. It could be anything. But B is going to be connected. That could be Belarus. But I'm seeing lots of smoke, and I see an event. Lots of smoke, and there's going to be an event. New Guinea, I've had this before. Strange activity going off in the seas around that area. And I'm seeing UFOs coming in and out of water. The Galactic Federation is all out there in Space Force. I knew I had something to tell you. I had a glitch, and it was the night I was watching Bruce Cecil. I don't know if that was Wednesday night last week, or might have been Friday night. But anyway, I was on and I was watching him. And just before I went on to watch him on his live show on YouTube, an advert came on YouTube, and it was promoting, seriously, and it was promoting the RAF with Space Force and how they are taking place with Space Force. and it's something about recruiting people for Space Force. And I thought, that's a bit over, that's like way out there. Why would they like, and I can't find that, I can't see the advert since. And I don't know if I'd been like zoned on into the future and I'd seen it. Does that make sense? Like I'd had a glitch, but I'd definitely seen it. Okay. So what I want to say to you is that there's definitely a lot of spacey stuff about to come out here. And they're all doing it, all the different countries, all the different leaders. You know, if you're so high up that ladder, you know about it. But there's some huge news coming out with Zelensky, mind. It's massive. Things aren't going to go the way they think it's going to go. It was an advert on ITV. Did you see it? I thought I seen it on YouTube. Have you seen that advert, Mary? Right, okay. So maybe there's something else going on and they're just seeping it in that way for we to get used to it. But it was promoting for people to go into Space Force from the RAF. Now, they are building a big space station up in Scotland, right at the top of Scotland. And they're needing people to recruit to go into the space station, from cooks to chefs to security, as well as there's going to be military up there, but it's going to be a proper space station. And it's, I think the Americans is connected with it as well. American Force is connected, but it's going to be right up in Scotland. Space Force is going to be put up in the top of Scotland. Space station. So I think we're going to go very futuristic definitely over the next 10 years. I'm seeing Elon Musk setting his rockets off. And I've said this for a long time, where we're hearing booms. You know, we used to get a lot of booms. It's because they're building tunnels. There's going to be a lot of hyper trains out there, you know, like the super fast trains. I think they're trying to abolish the train tracks. I think they're trying to put the trains underneath. We're going to have futuristic tunnels. But there'll be hyper trains on top of land as well. So this transition's taking place and we are going digital. A lot of us are digital now anyway. But this is something about gold back, coin, Russia. He's trying to claim back his land. They've always tried to make him out to be bad. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, it's... I don't even want to go down that route. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm getting very strongly is that something's about to take place and it's not good. They're trying to get people out of Ukraine, but they're also at the same time, there's going to be something going on with borders. Lots of people with borders. Got a border problem at the minute in the UK and obviously in the US. Seen a big black bird in the sky, but it's not a black bird. It's remember that thing called Mothman? People were seeing sightings of Mothman. It was like a great big, looked like a big black angel with wings. It looks like that. I question sometimes about CERN, what they've let loose through the atmosphere with messing on with black matter and stuff like that. Mothman, have you heard of that? With the red eyes. I've just seen him in the crystal ball. But what is Mothman? Is it not a demon? We really don't know, do we? We don't know if it's something what's coming from another dimension. I don't even want to start talking about them, to be fair, because I get freaked out about stuff like this late at night. So they've definitely been tricked. I think there's more than soon, but these are like stargates. They've messed on with something and it's got out of hand. I said this about a year or so ago, like something's got unleashed, like this monster into the atmosphere. Watch for sightings of Mothman. Where's Mothman just been found? Is that just in places like Europe or the US? Mothman is only in West Virginia, is he? Right, well, that I can't believe that you said that, Lady Aid. Lady Aid in the audience. Mothman is like a banshees spirit. They are normally seen when there's supposed to be a big tragic accident. They collect large groups of people. Oh my lordy. We're going to have to do a prayer tonight here. We need Michael in. So there's something like a holy war going on at the minute. It definitely is. I've seen the masks of the Oscars. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's like, the Oscars in the UK, when you have like the television Oscars. All right. And you have like the mask, like for going on stage. There's going to be 3 big names to come out with and there's some shocking news to come out within show business very, very soon. Mothman has been seen by motorists. The gold mask, yeah. Also big news to do with somebody in Hollywood. There's some big news to come out. With 2 big names. One man, one woman. And I've just seen Mel Gibson here very strong. There's more stuff he's going to be saying. And there's more names to come out with disclosure. So like I said, we're all on my individual path. And that doesn't rule out celebrities either. Look what happened to, people who've come forward like Mel Gibson. So there's more people to come out on either side here. But there's going to be a lot of people exiting as well. This is why it's so important that we keep our feet firmly on the ground. I don't know how anybody could say it was a psyop, that film, and a distraction. What a twisted thing to say. It's twisted. I actually think the psyop got them, if you want the honest truth. The people who are saying that, the psyops got them. Mel Gibson is working on exposing the child trafficking ring. Yes, of course. And I just think that there's more to come out. This is part of the awakening. Is you either got to choose what side you're on. And it's not about a political side. It's about if you're on the good side or the bad side. It's a bit like Star Wars. Okay. Big news coming out with the letter P. That could be Putin. And I've also seen Trudeau making big announcements, and I see people in Canada getting really angry about this. There could be more protests, that type of thing. What is that, Desiree? I've never heard of that. There is a strike in Hollywood? I think there's a lot of information to come flying out there. It's all going to come out. Blessings for Canada. I see announcements and I don't see Biden about for long. Someone's making an announcement. 3, 13, 24, 26, big news. Chartered flights. Don't know why I'm getting this. information to come out, intel. I need to pull some cards out on Ukraine. It's got us bothered. Wait a minute. Writers' strike in Hollywood. We have to try and protect our auras. And like I said before, a long time, it goes beyond political. It's it all comes down to what's right and what's wrong, doesn't it? And not getting triggered. Living in the here and the now. There's some explosive news to come out with Ukraine. But Goddess Isis is protecting the people. She's trying to protect the people. But also Russia as well. It's on the borders. There's a town where they're going to have to vacate. And I get the letter B, U and M. Military operations are taking place. Something to do within a bay, like a shoreline, what goes like in a U-bend. And I'm getting the Black Sea. There's going to be problems. Power outages will take place because of smoke. Catastrophic event. And I don't know if it's there or at the same time there's something going off there as elsewhere. Because where I see one explosion, I see 2 or 3. We are all being protected. Nine of Swords. The Justice. So what's really going on, the things what they're trying to do to Trump and that is just a distraction because they're panicking because they don't want him back in. Basically. But there's bigger things going on behind the scenes with other things. Does that make sense? Have you seen the movie Crystal? So there's going to be distractions definitely to do with justice courts this week and next. But there's something to come out to do with an event. I see a man in sea. I'm not sure if he's got an Australian accent or I don't know, or it could be South African accent or a strange American twang I don't understand. But there's a man in sea, sailing, big news, big, something big coming off round about the time this man's on the news. Baghdad, problems, explosion. Middle East. I'm remote viewing and I'm going in around Baghdad, all the districts. Connected to do with Jerusalem, Israel, USA. Blame on Russia. Vegas, big news, tower building. Man, dark beard. News. Could be like some Arab guy. Saudi prince or Saudi scandal. Documents. FBI. These are like random things which are bouncing out. Watch for it all to make sense. Okay. We haven't hit the core of it yet. It's just disruption after disruption. But when the core comes out, when they hit the core, if the scandals, it's going to unfold the past with past investigations, which could be reopened. I've said this before. Why all this suffering? Because I think we're all having to play out our karma, and it's because the system's always been corrupt, so the system has to change. So as the system starts to fall and change, it unravels all the corruption. We have to stay grounded. Exactly. I've never been one what said all the banks are going to go down. I really don't feel that at all. But, you know, I think it's a fight of the fittest, and it goes with any corporation. But I do think there will be some scandals with some banks. And as you know, stuff has been coming out with everything what's happened with different people having their bank accounts frozen or stopped and that type of thing. You've had Farage, you've had different people. I covered this last week. But I do believe it's going to be okay. Because as we are coming into this new technology, what's going to be seeped in, it's going to be strange, and it's going to think, well, why are they doing this, why are they doing this, and why are they doing that, and we'll always think the worst. But I actually do believe that there's going to be a safer ending to it. Because what they're trying to also do, listen carefully to this, right? There's always two sides to a penny. They're also trying to track money laundering within banking, people using banks and stuff like that. And it's also, they're not going to tell you this out on world news, but it's also possibly to do with trafficking and child trafficking. There's a lot going on that we don't know. So they have to change everything. So the system's going to be different, but safer in the end. Okay. Just give us 2 minutes because that's heavy. Do you remember that advert? We don't have these things now because everything's changed so much. Do you remember the advert when I was a kid, and it was called the Milky Bar Kid? The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The creamiest, milkiest chocolate, it's the Milky Bar. I don't know why I'm getting that. The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. I need the lyrics to it. It's like a white child, isn't it? Let me see. I need the lyrics. I've got E2I coming in here. He says there's something about this. The Milky Bar Kid. Right, listen to this, guys, right? I didn't know the whole thing to it. Now, the man they called the sheriff was a low-down dirty rat, mean as a rattlesnake while he once stole a hat. If he passed by your way, better watch out there. You see, so the town called out for help, and along came me. It's the Milky Bar Kid, the Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. Only the best is good enough. Creamy milk and whiter bar. The goodness that is in Milky Bar. Why am I getting that? Is this something possibly to come out to do with a sheriff or somebody in a state who's running a state? There's going to be while he once stole a hat. How strange is that ad exactly? Signs. The Milky Bars are on me, yeah. I'm just getting that really, really strong. Better watch out there, you see. So the town called out for help and along came me. Al Sharp's brother got arrested. Who's that? Who's the Koch brothers? Yeah, I'm so naive sometimes. Let me have another look. There's a lot to come out. There's a lot to come out with. There's some states what's going to be under very heavy investigation. Sometimes perceive things as investigations when there's more to it. And the reason I'm saying that is it's documents. Documents. I've always felt they were panicking trying to find something and Trump had it, or they thought Trump had it, but did he have it? Apparently he didn't have it. But they're panicking because there's something they're trying to find. There's different timelines, and I've talked about this before. Different timelines. We're going to have some crazy weather. Volcanoes. Keep getting eruptions and smoke and roses. Red roses, and I'm getting the letter R. Oh, good evening. Subcool. Welcome into our little group. Right. Event over the Black Sea, over Russia, Ukraine. Event over the Middle East. All happen at the same time. But it's getting kicked off from the Middle East to do with a situation what could take place to do with Russia, Ukraine and Belarus. I'm seeing army people on standby. It's really weird what I'm seeing. Oh, I'm going all strange. I'm going like whizzing on into the future here. I'm going back to the past, all New York. Tabloids. LAM or I'm getting old mafia organisations in New York City. Underground mafia running. Jimmy somebody. Jimmy May. Or something beginning with M. Underground organisations. Smoke in tunnels. Don't know what this all means. History repeating itself. This is so bizarre, guys. Jimmy Hoffa, who's that? I'm going into like old New York. And it's all like sort of mafia. I'm going back into the streets with mafia. And Trump's there, like dressed up in olden times. And then I'm whizzing forward. And it's a karmic thing as well. Mob guy never found. Then there's something to come out about mafia. Remember that, right? Unless it's to do with his past life, because he hasn't just been holier now in all lives, you know what I mean? Like we all have. But then I'm going whizzing forward. And they're showing us 2024. And they're shown as Trump and Melania. Trump and Ivanka. Trump and Ivanka. I'm going all cold and shivery. Trump and Ivanka. He was not a mob guy. He was killed by the mob. Jimmy Hoffa. Oof. And there's different timelines. So if he gets in, then something will happen to him. That's how Ivanka steps in. That's how Ivanka steps in. Ivanka, vice president. That's who he's going to pick. If he gets in. Then someone's going to take him out. No more drums, please. If that timeline takes place. Is that a blonde-haired lady? Yeah. I'm going to pull some cards out on it. Is that how he's going to pick? Just going to weird because she's coming in. And I wouldn't mind, I was watching, how the Simpsons always predict things. And Simpsons has said Ivanka Trump 2028. But if she's vice president, and then something happens to her dad, that would then it could make her president. There's a timeline of that. That's what I'm being shown. I'm not saying it's a definite. I'm going to go back to my crystal ball in a minute. They're trying to stop it, but it's not just the bad. It's not just the bad lot. The good guys are trying to stop it as well. Why am I getting that? Like I say, not everything in this world is what we know. I think there's something to do with timelines. Maybe they think that if Trump's going to be in running, that he'll change something in a future history timeline. Simpsons predicted Trump's death. I don't know about that. But they're trying to stop a timeline. We're going to get a lot of glitches over the next 6 to 8 months. Glitches in reality. Because I do believe that there's no such thing as linear time. That's a timeline. I'm going to see if I can find another timeline. So he's on a roll, his higher self. He's on a roll. We know he's on a roll. They're trying to stop it. Unless she runs in 2028. But I've just seen it. She's standing next to her dad and I can see it really, really strong. Let's see, there's another timeline. Why are they trying to stop it? There's going to be a massive crash in the market in the US dollar. And they'll blame it on Trump. If he gets back in, they'll blame it on Trump. It's something to do with free energy, new energy, free stuff, cleaner planet. They don't want him in the way. They don't want any Republican in the way to stop this. This is what they want. So you go above the white hats, the black hats, right at the top. There's a higher intelligence here wanting to bring all this stuff in, and they don't want all this. And by hell, they're going to try and make this happen. If he gets in even, or he doesn't get in, this is going to happen. You can't change this timeline. I'm going way out. I'm going way out of the galaxy. The Galactic Federation has so many different organizations within it, and they have different star nationalities within them, corporations. and I'm being shown a beautiful, free planet with no borders and peace and love. And they are such the polar opposite to what's going on in here on this planet. But their civilization went through exactly what we went through. I'm seeing this man, he's coming through really, really strong. He's smiling. He's coming in with love. We're going through the next evolution as humanity. We're going through the ninth gate, guys. Will they try and stop him? They might let him run through, but something will happen. What's going to happen to Biden? They're manoeuvring him out. Two things are going to overlap at the same time to do with an event where they'll be just after or just before, just after. I see hospitals. They're manoeuvring them out. Number 8 and 9 is connected as well. But something big to do with dirty money or explosion, dirty money, dirty bomb. I don't know what I'm getting here. This has got nothing to do with Biden. This is something what's going to be mentioned at the same time all this comes out. Robert Kennedy. Does he have a chance? Neck to neck. They're trying to stop him going in. The dark lot. They don't want him running. Getting really weird energies tonight. It's like I'm tapping into other timelines. They're shown as Michelle Obama. Oh, young girl, dark hair, loud voice, speaking for democracy and freedom. Shouting when she's talking, powerful voice. Hold on to your hats, guys. This next election's going to be a corker. If you want to watch more of this podcast, head over to my Twitch at Underground. The link's in the description. Goodbye now.
Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this asshole travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.